Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Zero to G. In today's video, we're going to take a closer look at NotebookLM, Google's powerful tool for organizing and grounding your research. So our goal in today's video is to help you ensure that your outputs going forward are accurate and reliable. So let's get into it. So first off, I just want to highlight how the first things you'll notice on the home page for the Notebook LM is how they allow you to just organize all of your notebooks so that you can easily access them at any time. If maybe, for example, you haven't, gone and worked on a specific project or a notebook, you can always go back and update and get any additional resources that have since come up since the last time you've used it. But the idea here is you can pretty much create a notebook for almost every facet of your life, and then just have it pull appropriate data from reputable sources based on that subject, which I think is kind of pretty cool. So, but for the purpose of this demo, what I'm going to do today is we're going to just concentrate on this workplace productivity and go through the process of showing you how, in this case, it's related to this workplace productivity tool, but you could apply it to just about any facet of your life, whether it be work-related, school projects, what have you. So the first thing that you'll notice is this Add Resources screen will populate, giving you the option to go ahead and load files from your Google Drive, websites, YouTube, and of course, you could just have regular copied text that you could drop in here as well. The other option would be the discovered your resources. So we'll just go ahead, and in our case here, for our example, typical challenges associated with, in our case here, workplace productivity software. And as we say, this could be applied to anything in your world. So we'll go ahead and submit that, and we'll see what comes up. And right off the bat, we can see that it's pulled, looks like 10 resources. Just have a look and see what so yeah, so it gives us some pretty good insight here on this site. So that's pretty good. And it's dated pretty recent. Balancing workplace. So here's another good example. So yeah, so it gives us some pretty good insight here on this site. So that's pretty good. Kind of gives you an idea of what's, they seem pretty relevant and pretty up to date. So we'll go ahead and we'll import those, and we'll pull all the sources for all of that, and any items that come up in a red box, we can just delete. And then we'll go ahead now, and there's a number of things that we can do with this information. So it's provided text on a whole host of different things here, workplace productivity software, and just going through some of the issues. And we'll go ahead and add another resource to our list. And we'll say, go ahead, focus just on feedback from forums. And again, we can see that it provided us pretty good feedback related to ways to improve online discussion, tips for online discussion summaries. So those look pretty good. So we'll go ahead and we'll import those as well. And those will continue to import. So one of the things we can do is we could go ahead and we can copy this, and we can head over to Gemini, and we could just say, go ahead, say run. So we're asking it to design a beautifully crafted, fully functional prototype, address the key insights that we uncovered in our research. So let's see what we can come up with. So it's basically saying, based on the insight, based on what information, we're going to create a prototype based on those core features and how they address the research highlight. So it's going to go through what actually the issues that are all associated to each of them, and considerations, and the metrics that it's using. So it's actually pretty cool. It actually gave us a pretty good example of a working prototype concept, which is pretty interesting. So it really gives you some really good insight. And again, you'll notice that we're using the Gemini 2.5. It's an experimental, but I have to say that this is pretty impressive. This really does give you a really good concept of how to go ahead and generate a productivity prototype. But again, this could be applied to virtually anything. At the end of the day, these notebooks are going to be here. And again, as your life goes on and weeks go by, maybe you haven't gotten into one of them for a period of time. The fact that they're all here and well organized, that you don't have to go back and then re-enter in all the information that kind of holds on to everything for you, really does seem to make it a really interesting and pretty cool tool. I can definitely find myself using more of this in the future. And that's the wrap on NotebookLM. I hope you're excited to try it for yourself and see the difference that it makes on your next project. If you found this to be helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and drop a comment below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.